take a look at well-known Dominican author Julia Alvarez, promoting her first children's book, A Gift of Gracias, The Legend of Altagracia. Miss Alvarez is also the author of two popular books, How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accents and In the Time of the Butterflies.
So a little bit about the book. You know, I tell kids, because not everybody is Latino and not everybody is Catholic and not everybody even is religious, and I tell them that all over, in all cultures of the world, people worship mother figures. And one of the ways that it manifests itself in the Catholic religion is these little Virgencitas, these little Virgin Marys that appear all over the world. So I told the little story of Altagracia. I took the basic story and I tried to tell a story that was trying to understand certain details, like the fact that she's associated with oranges. How, you know, why did that come about? So what I thought I'd do is, I'm not going to read it to you, but basically tell you the story and show you some of the pictures, and then if you have any questions about La Virgencita. A children's book, especially, all books, because all books have designers and people who do the cover, but a children's book especially is not just written by one person, because the illustrator is such a big part of it. So Beatriz Vidal, who's from Argentina, has done the illustrations for the book, and I think she did a really wonderful job. She already has won a national prize for her illustrations in this book, so I think that's wonderful that she's getting that recognition, because she did a great job of helping me tell this story. And so it starts out with Maria, who is a little girl living in, then it wasn't the Dominican Republic, it was still a colony of Spain. And she's up on the roof of the house and she's worried because Papi and the old Indian that lives on the farm and works with Papi, they are off to the capital to get some things that they need for the farm. The farm has not been doing well because they're trying to grow olives like they did back in Spain, and olives don't grow well in the Dominican Republic. There's the old Indian Quisqueya and Papi, and there's something sitting in the center of the table that she has never seen before. And Papi says, these are oranges that came from Valencia, Spain. And when we were at the market buying, we helped the man unload them, and he gave us some. You have to taste it. Maria tastes it, and they are delicious. But at the same time as they're eating the oranges, Papi tells her the bad news, you know, we are going to have to sell the farm because we can't afford to stay on it. Nothing is growing here. And so Maria doesn't want to leave the farm, and that's why she's crying into the bowl of her little seeds. That night, she has a dream. She has a dream that those little seeds, she's putting them in the ground, and as she's putting them in the ground, Quisqueya is at her ear. And he says, say gracias. So, which means thank you. She puts the seed in the ground and she says gracias. And in the dream, suddenly this huge orange grove is suddenly full of oranges in her dream, and out of it is, in the middle of it is this beautiful, beautiful lady who's made up of stars. And Maria says, and who are you? And she says, I am Our Lady of Altagracia. And Altagracia means high grace, but gracias also means thanks. I appear to people who are grateful, who give thanks. And she says, Papi, don't sell the farm yet. I had this dream, and let's try this out. What we're going to do is, let's take those seeds from those oranges and put them in the ground, and when we plant them, we have to remember to say gracias, and let's see what happens. So Papi and Mami and Maria and Quisqueya, they all go out in the field, they put a seed in the ground, and they say, gracias. And guess what? What happens is, all of a sudden, is that the, yeah. All of a sudden, you know, oranges take like 5 years to grow, 3, 4 years before they bear fruit. And all of a sudden there's this huge orange grove, and it starts bearing fruit, and so many, many oranges. They gather them in baskets, and boy, they have enough to go to the capital and sell those oranges and get some money. This time, as they're loading the cart with all the oranges, Papi says, Maria, now you've saved the farm for us. So tell us, whatever you want me to get you, please tell me, and we'll bring it back from the capital. Maria thinks and thinks, and she says, all I want, Papi, is for you to bring me back a picture of the beautiful lady, Our Lady of High Grace, Nuestra Señora de la Altagracia. Papi says, no problem. They go to the market, And as they're in the market, you see Papi collecting a lot of money for the oranges that he sells. But he goes from stand to stand asking, where can I get a picture of Our Lady of Altagracia? And nobody's ever heard of her. And so what happens is he's made the money, the farm is safe, but he's a little sad because he's going to go home and he can't bring Maria back her present. Anyhow, that night on the way home, they sleep on the road. Papi falls asleep. And Quisqueya stays up and he looks up at the sky and he sees up there this beautiful lady, this image, which is an image of the powerful woman, goddess that all down the time Taino people have worshipped, mother of all the earth. And so he looks up, and when he's looking, all of a sudden the pictures, all the little stars start to fall to the ground, so he takes his blanket and he catches the stars. So when they return to the farm, there's Mami and Maria, while they're gone, trying to pick oranges because it's going to get dark, they're going to rot, and it's just two of them. So they're very happy when Quisqueya and Papi come because now they have help picking up all the oranges. And so Papi also delivers the bad news, and he says, Maria, you know, we tried and tried. We went everywhere, and we couldn't find a picture of La Virgencita de la Altagracia, Our Lady of High Grace. I'm sorry, right, Quisqueya, we tried. And Quisqueya said, you're right, we couldn't find her in the city. But when you fell asleep, I saw an image of this beautiful lady. And so Maria says, oh my, that's the picture of the beautiful lady in my dream. Thank you so much. So it was a picture of La Virgencita de la Altagracia. Still, miracle or no miracle, they have to pick those oranges. Because you know that saying, be careful what you ask for? They have to pick it before they rot. And so it's getting dark and there's no lights, but they hang the picture of La Virgencita de la Altagracia that's made of stars. And from the stars, they were able to pick the rest of the oranges and not have them rot on the ground. And to go from the orchard back to the house, it's really dark, no electricity, but La Virgencita de la Altagracia, Maria drapes her over her arm, and the Virgencita shows her and lights her path back to her home and for the rest of her life. So that's the story of La Virgencita de la Altagracia. If you have any questions. Yep.
You say that you will explain the Quisqueya name later? What?
Quisqueya. Okay, those of you who are Dominicans know, or not Dominican, yes.
I'm a Dominican.
Hey, do you know what Quisqueya means?
No.
You know how the national anthem is? I just told. Quisqueyanos valientes alcemos. Quisqueyanos, we're Quisqueyanos. Dominicans is the colonial name for us, Dominican Republic. Quisqueya was the name that the Taino Indians gave to the island originally, which means mother of all the islands, mother of all the lands. So Quisqueya, that's why I thought that's perfect, La Virgencita, the mother figure. And so the Indian, the Native American in the story is actually, you know, representing in a way the original name of the island. They called it Quisqueya, and then the hilly part to the west, they named Haiti, which means land of many hills. So, you know, it's interesting. So that, yeah, Quisqueya, and that's why in the national anthem, what we call ourselves is not Dominicans, it's Quisqueyanos.